all, on behalf of, well, first of all, I really want to thank Lindsay and Sarah and all of the people who supported Stronger In for getting this together, for having the idea of making it happen, and for getting all of us out. So 3 cheers for them all. And then, well done, West Berkshire. We got a majority in West Berkshire for Remain. It was tight though. There are an awful lot of people here who voted Leave, and you know, we are democratic. We respect that vote. What I don't think any of us respect though is the fact that the campaign to leave the EU was run by people who, let's say it was duplicitous. Is that a polite way of saying it?
I would say lie.
You say lie. No, they lied. And I think if I was a Leave supporter, then I would be furious right now, because none of the promises they promised are likely to come true. A lot of the declarations, a lot of the matters they campaigned on are not deliverable. And they're certainly not deliverable when you have a Tory party who is fighting a leadership election and a Labour Party which doesn't know which way to turn. Now, I am not going to dwell on your personal agonies. I will move on. But I am a Liberal Democrat. A lot of us here are Liberal Democrats, and the Liberal Democrats have never done anything other than want to remain in Europe. And for us, you don't stop campaigning just because you lose. And for anyone in any other party, for anyone in Stronger In, do not feel guilty about wanting to remain just because we lost the vote. We keep going with our principles. We keep going with our campaigning. We keep going with everything we believe in. So maybe we'll be lucky enough to have a general election when the Tories have sorted themselves out. I hope we do. That's not set in stone though. It may not happen. But keep your faith. Keep fighting for the best for Britain. And with the 5th largest economy in the world, oh, we were, 6th now, absolutely. And that, we got to that state by being part of the EU for 40 years. So we could rejoin, we can go back, and the Liberal Democrats will be campaigning for that. And the rest of everyone, do the best within your own parties. Do the best in your no parties. Thank you all for coming. Stay positive, stay progressive, and do your best for Britain.
Judith? Are the Lib Dems going to campaign for a new referendum?
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. Basically, we will campaign at the moment on the fact that we want to take Britain back into Europe. And actually, sorry? Well, you're right. Frankly, we would like to stop the movement in its tracks. But that's because we are part of the 48%. We still believe in remaining. It really does depend what happens with the Tories. I mean, sorry, I will get down eventually.
63% that did not vote to leave.
Yeah, okay.
Let's remember that.
63% he said.
Only a minority, only 37% of the electorate voted to leave.
Yeah.
We are not the minority.
So, the last thing though, and I am going to be party political, I can't resist it. Hey, you're listening. Why did people vote to leave? A lot want to leave Europe. There's no question about that. I have faith that they want to leave Europe. But an awful lot of people were using it as a protest vote. We are not the only part of the UK who have suffered horrible cuts. We are into an age, or we were into an age, of ideological austerity. I know if Johnny Roberts were here, he'd say, Judith, you voted for austerity. You were part of the coalition. I know he would.
Yep, I would say that as well.
Absolutely.
I'll stand in for Johnny Roberts.
Thank you. Thank you, Peter. But there is a difference. At the time when we were, in 2010, the crash had only just happened and our country was in crisis. So we had to do something pretty drastic to hold things together. But now the country's growing again, or at least it was. It was growing again. We had increases in jobs again. There's no need for such strictures on local spending. So I was very against what George Osborne is doing. I'm not sad that he won't be standing for, or isn't standing for, the Tory leadership. I'm afraid those cuts were harsh and harmful, and they are not going to go away. But they are partly why people were voting for leave, because they were protesting. And that's another reason why I'm angry about this referendum, angry about the results, and I feel we do deserve a new general election. But again, we stay positive. At the moment we are cross-party, we stay progressive, we stay doing the best for Britain. So now I'll hand over. Oh, okay, hang on. How do we stay in touch? Let me hand over to Sarah. May I have a hand down?